That is Zane doing ASMR. This is the STU Time podcast.
Are you relaxed yet?
I'm just gonna tap the mic.
I wonder if you can hear that.
Probably. This is the STU Time podcast. Today's episode, we got a bunch of cool stuff. A new audio tip of the week, and we're just gonna.
Do we even talk about what we're going to talk about?
Yeah, we always talk about what we're gonna talk about before we start the podcast.
No, I mean, like, did me and you talk about what we were going to talk about before we talked about it?
Yeah. No? Yeah? Whatever. This is the STU Time podcast. Thank you guys for hanging out.
What's up? We're here. Wes and Zane. STU Time.
Zane has the most shit-eating grin on his face ever right now.
Well, I'm trying to enjoy life after freezing for a week and being stuck inside. And
Dude, it's still so shitty outside.
yeah, I know.
It's like, so, for those of you that don't live in Greensboro, it snowed. I think we got between 17 and 20 inches. And let me tell you.
Someone's going to correct us. It was actually 18 and a half.
Well, that's
14.2.
So, well, nope. It's at least 17. But between 17 and 20. And it fucking sucked. I literally, my birthday was Sunday. And I could not leave the house.
Yeah.
I couldn't move my car. I couldn't do shit.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty good birthday, though. Some people like being home.
I can assure you I'm not one of those people.
Yeah. Well, it sucked for me, too. I got both my cars stuck. Because when it snows, I like to go drive around and do dumb stuff, so...
When it was, Monday it was still fucked up, but I was able to get my car out, and I had it for work. And I took Aaliyah driving around for a little bit, and she's not a big fan of icy, snowy roads. And so I skid a couple times, but she was not having it.
Did you pull the e-brake?
Oh, yeah, you have to.
See, my new cars don't have an e-brake.
What?
So, like, the 4Runner has a foot brake.
Oh, they're both foot brakes.
But no, Cassie's car is a push-button e-brake. It's the dumbest thing ever.
That's just video game shit, man.
It won't even turn on. It won't even work if the car is going over, like, 5. So I was screwed.
And both of them are probably anti-lock brakes.
Yeah. So I was screwed. Yeah. So I got the 4Runner stuck in the middle of the street because I'm an idiot and bought a 4Runner SUV without four-wheel drive. So, sport utility vehicle.
I just want you to know that I was terrified you were going to jerk that car out into Wendover last night.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was getting stuck again, so I had to gun it. Before I couldn't stop.
I would have pushed. You could have been like, hey, help me get this out.
Nah, that's more fun to live life on the edge.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, so Cassie's been out of school like all week. I think all the schools have been out. Not that this is a news podcast, but it's just been crazy. I guess this is the most we've had in a long time.
It's been pretty terrible. I couldn't bounce. It put us so behind because we were already pretty behind at the studio.
We were way behind, but we caught up and did a lot.
Oh, yeah. The last, 5 days has just been get off of whatever I'm doing and then come straight here for the next 6 hours.
Yeah.
So. It's actually, it's Friday night. I had a ton of stuff planned, and all of that stuff fell through except for the podcast.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how stoked I am that this is all I'm doing. I've had, 3 or 4 shots of Jim Beam.
Thank you, Persistent Shadow, for leaving your alcohol. Appreciate it.
Well, I won't drink all of it, but it's definitely delicious.
But yeah, so that was the worst part, is it put us behind. But we're caught up, so that's pretty cool. And worked out pretty smoothly.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep. So how's your day?
Oh, dude. The last 2 weeks have been kind of crazy. Because I've been on and off the phone with a bunch of people. More than normal, which is good.
Like
More
artists?
Yeah,
Client?
tons of.
Not like your mom and your dad.
No.
Like,
Yeah,
like
I did
people.
talk to them a bunch today because my brother graduated from basic, but they weren't like long conversations. They like FaceTimed me in so I could watch.
Yeah.
They're in Atlanta or wherever the fuck they are. But just the last like 2 weeks, emails, phone calls, tons of artists, and I'll ask, where are you stuck? What's the problem? And a lot of them will be like, I'm not getting playlisted, or we can't book shows. Like, stuff that, if you're in a band, shouldn't... Like, I understand it's difficult to get out there.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be the hardest thing in the world. So I'll be like, okay, well, what kind of music are you playing? I'll start asking questions.
Yeah.
And what it comes down to is songs. I think the core of every artist, of everything, like obviously you need a marketing plan, obviously you need a release strategy, you need PR, you need all those things.
The modern musician needs all that.
Yeah. But if your songs are bad, your songs are bad. And so not to be like, oh fuck y'all, you're terrible writers, but I was a songwriter long before I was good at it.
Yeah.
And I'd still say that I'm not, always writing hits. But, man, I'm 28. That's the first time I've said it out loud.
Yeah, you're 28.
10 years ago, I wasn't writing any hits. We were in a band together 10 years ago that was also really bad.
Was that the Desperate?
Oh, yes.
Dang, 10 years.
Oh, my God.
Side note, my high school reunion's coming up, so that's fun. Then getting the notifications for that.
I'm not getting invited to mine because I dropped out. So. But, so, 10 years ago, the Desperate didn't get attention. 10 years ago, Cash Money Capital didn't get attention. Fucking And by Love for the first couple years didn't get attention.
Yeah.
So I can, count 5 years of my musician life where no one gave a shit.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
toured the country. We were online. We paid for promotion. We were in AP. We did a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And no one cared. And then you were in Failure Anthem and a bunch of people cared. You played drums for a band that the songs were dope as fuck. Kyle, Drew.
Well, I think
you had
the And by Love stuff wasn't bad.
At the end, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It got good.
Yeah.
But then we broke up and you joined Failure Anthem. So
Yeah. Well,
I'm not blaming you for the breakup.
No, yeah, well. Anyways. Yeah, so with that, not that it matters for this topic, but not Brandon, Kyle and Drew and all them, we worked on those songs for a year and a half before they were even mixed. And then they got mixed, and then we started touring and doing stuff
And y'all were out full time. It wasn't oh, these songs are okay. You hadn't ever really played a show, and basically the label went, these are gold, we want them.
Yeah.
And then so you're not Failure Anthem anymore, but even Lowborn, we were only a band for 4 months.
Yeah.
And we've been getting some crazy shit that we're not really supposed to talk about a bunch.
I think
It's been a year in, almost a year on the 25th, almost 400,000 plays. Not to say that our songs are dope. There's a lot that no one hears that are in our computer absolutely going in the trash. They're never going to get released.
Yeah, you got to write 30 to get a cool one.
Yeah. But it just comes down to it. If you're touring, And by Love was an example in its earlier years. If you're touring, you're on the internet, you're playing for people. If you're doing all those things and you're not growing as an artist, your songs might not be good, man. Something in the chain is wrong somewhere, and people can typically get past a bad image or bad marketing or even bad recordings. Like I've heard, you play an Ed Sheeran song on a broken iPhone speaker, it's still an Ed Sheeran song. That shit still pops.
Yeah.
And so,
well,
I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to good songs. Like if you want to do well, you need good songs, and that doesn't mean you have to write a commercial 3 minute and 30-second verse chorus song, but it does mean that it needs to be something that a large crowd can get behind within the first half of it. It does, like, there are parameters if you're looking for your songs to be commercially accepted.
Yeah. Well, good songs are definitely the first step. I think that it goes way further than just good songs, but that's the first step, and I think that we're on the same page, but where you glossed over image, I think image is like, if you want to be commercially successful, you gotta almost value your image almost as much as your good songs.
No, I totally agree.
Like,
I'm not saying that
key.
image isn't important. I'm just saying that good songs are more important.
Yeah.
Because you look at artists, and I'm a big dude, so I'm not shaming the way someone looks, but like it's been a joke for years that Ed Sheeran isn't the prettiest guy.
Yeah.
Like you look at any artist from when they started to now, like they've either lost weight or they've cleaned up, or they like when they started and they blew up, they look different now because they've been in the game longer.
Yeah.
And they've had their image catered to and shifted and changed. But like when they broke, the songs were just good songs.
Yeah. I almost don't.
And we're talking about radio. Like I'm like talking about, Under Oath's been an example lately.
Yeah.
Like their record's a commercial rock record.
Well,
and
those dudes aren't pretty. The bass player's pretty.
No, but they're a rock band.
But I even so, I think
like dirty grungy
I
rock
don't
band
think
fits
pretty
their image.
is image. I think a style is image. I think number one thing that comes down to image is having that star quality, that it factor people say, and that's like what people call image. And if you have that, you can be ugly. I mean, look at Post Malone. Like, he is a star.
Can I just side
But
note
I
and
don't-
say that I'm so happy he cut that fucking ponytail off?
Yeah, it looks way better. But he's not a pretty dude, you know?
No.
And if by any chance he happens to hear this ever,
We still love him.
yeah, I don't think he'll hear this. But if he ever did,
I hope he hears it. I love him.
that would be awesome.
I love Post Malone.
But if he did,
and he is always going to bag...
I think he knows the deal.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
so-
even that, like, it's his image. He's
Yeah.
Because he knows he's gotten even more, like, since he's blown up, more face tats. He cut the ponytail off. Like, he's sponsored by Bud Light. Like, he knows what his fan base is.
He's got
and
star
he's,
quality,
and he's
dude.
catering to that fan
Yeah.
base.
Well, what do you mean? Bud Light covers a pretty broad crowd.
Bud Light is for bro dudes. I'm talking to you, Zane Frye.
I don't like Bud Light,
That's bullshit.
and I'm not a bro.
You drink platinum. You used to drink
I'm
platinum
wearing skinny jeans and
constantly.
Adidas. Okay.
That doesn't mean you're
Okay.
not a bro. Skinny jeans and Adidas are the new bro.
Yeah. I saw this meme that was like, had a picture of a scene dude from like high school, our high school years, and then I saw it said that same guy, and it was some really trendy like lumberjack looking long hair beard.
Oh, dude, hipsters.
Boots. They're all the
Scene
same
kids
people.
in the day grew into the hipsters
hipsters.
of today.
Yeah, it's the
Or
same people.
scene kids of yesteryear grew into the hipsters
Yesteryear.
of today.
Yeah.
They ditched their deep red and black bangs for red flannels and dark beards.
And dark beers.
Yeah, fucking IPAs that fucking the creators don't want to drink.
Yeah, you've probably never heard of this beer. Oh, okay. That's because it sucks, William.
He is going to hear this. I want you to know. I asked him to skim these in the future to track our pacing.
Oh, okay.
He'll hear that joke.
He would be good for that.
Yeah.
He's really judgmental. He'll be good for that.
But
man.
so that, I mean, that's the last 2 weeks have just been been talking to artists about that kind of stuff. And the thing that's crazy is like they know. So it's not me being like, man, your songs are terrible. You just ask. You just even lowborn songs I don't think are there yet. I don't think we've hit peak great songs. I think they're good, but I don't think even our stuff is great.
Yeah.
And when you ask an artist and you go, hey, you're aspiring to be the next, I don't know, Katy Perry, or you're aspiring to be the next Nirvana, or you're aspiring to be the next Foo Fighters, or whatever, Jimmy Eat World, whatever artist or band or whatever that you want to aspire to.
Yeah.
And then you ask someone, you're like, are your songs that good?
Most of the time, it's gonna be no.
And if people are being honest with themselves, they'll be real, and that it sucks because I know that it hurts. I want our songs to get there, and I think they're getting closer.
Yeah.
But I mean, we go to Nashville for co-writes.
Yeah.
We co-write with people in Greensboro.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Lowborn is you, me. In the last year and a half it's the band.
Yeah.
But then we've cycled 4 or 5 writers out, like Curtis, Lauren, William, Daniel, Brandon, and we're expanding even more next year, just like reaching out into more remote work and people that we like working with and hanging out with and talking to,
Yeah.
So, I think if your songs aren't at the level you want them to be, your only logical step is to find people that can elevate you in some fashion.
That's what we're doing. I mean, me and you have spent many nights in here on dead ends.
And I'm not fun to hang out with on those nights.
Yeah, he's not.
Catch me in the booth, bro.
That's for sure.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the booth because whenever you mess something up, you start punching the damn wall. So I don't want to see you in the booth.
It's not fun.
But
I don't catch me in the pit because I'm going to stand on the outside of the pit. Catch me in the booth.
But yeah, so I mean, every time we try and get better, we go to better people.
Exactly.
All those people you named always elevate us.
Yeah.
Even if we used it or didn't use the song, we took something away from the session.
Yeah.
Which is almost more valuable than coming up with a great product.
Yeah, because you learn, someone asks you a specific question, you're like, oh, shit, I never thought about writing songs like that. And then every song you write after that, you think of that question.
Yeah.
Or Brandon did this thing in one of the songs where he sidechained a bass to a hi-hat. I was like, fuck, why?
Yeah, it's
why?
weird. Why would you do that?
But then I heard it and I was like, well, that's dope as shit, so fuck me, I guess. And then 2 weeks later, we had a drum loop for a song we're working on. And I was like, let's see. I sidechained the fucking pad to that shit, and it's awesome. It is one of my favorite sounds that we've come up with. So
were you about to hit play?
No, I've hit my phone to keep it.
I was about to be like, don't do that.
I'm keeping my phone lit so I can see
on
our
top
schedule.
on top of writing good songs, the other side, I think, is you can't be a crappy singer.
No.
So
Practice.
Well, yeah, but there's also personality, and that also goes with what I said with the image, with the star quality. But some people just have it.
But that ties into it. There's another thing that you and I talked about this week. It was a big thing in this pop group that we're in. Tuning versus not tuning.
Yeah.
That, this dude was like, I've worked with Amy Winehouse. I never tune her. And it's like, well, that's Amy Winehouse, dude.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like you're talking about, the star quality is the emotion, the impact, the way you feel hearing their voice. That's not always on pitch.
It doesn't have to be on pitch, yeah.
And depending on the kind of music, it might not need tuning.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about pop music that's based almost solely around synthesized sound, all of your synthesizers and pads and all that stuff is
perfect. Yeah.
Is perfect unless you've gone in and detuned something. And if everything's perfect and then you have a singer that's not dead on, it's off. It sounds off.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I mean, some of the highest levels of pop music, the vocal tone in the recording is tuned. Like that's
Yeah.
you need to tune it to get the tone
Yeah. Well,
and sonic quality.
and I looked at all the results in that poll, and
Well, there was something before the poll. The poll came after the big argument.
but I'm looking at it and I see, and the three responses were only tune if it enhances the song, always tune, or I never tune. And we haven't had an Amy Winehouse. We haven't had people like that. You know what I mean? Like, those are, you know, a Kesha, or like, it's people who just like have perfect voices, you know.
Yeah, but they definitely tune Kesha. There's no.
But like even exactly. So even then, to me, in the poll, I responded always tune, because I know, and maybe my answer was out of spite, but I know I'd say 90% of the people who put only tune if it enhances the song literally always put tune on there. And I almost think people, especially a lot of producers, don't mix with their ears, and they mix out of habit.
Yeah, but I'll also say that they're talking about like Melodyne graph tuning. So I would venture to say, and I'm going to post this in the pop group, so hopefully someone corrects us.
Yeah.
But I would venture to say that they're referring to like literal tuning. Like you're going in and everything's super
it's all
perfect and
tuning.
da-da-da.
I think if you're messing
Whereas
with
like
the pitch,
you
it's
and I are comping a take and put like auto-tune on kind of on the, like just a track.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, it's tuning, but it's only tuning the notes that break the, break the threshold of what auto-tune's supposed to catch. So like we're still tuning.
Yeah.
But I just feel like what they were referring to is hard tuning, like going in and cut. Like you're right, we're always putting tuning on a track, but I would venture to say, and I know this, I've sent tracks of ours out that I know have tuning, and some of the vibratos in and out of tune.
Yeah.
Because of like how we have it set up, which is fine. It's not at a key.
Yeah.
It's just not aggressively tracked or aggressively pitched vibrato. It's not supposed to be. And I've had people go, "Hey, do you tune vocals?" Or "Hey, I'll do that," or da da da. And like, which is fine. I understand where their ear is going to, but like, I'm not interested in everything. Like, if it needs to be hard tuned, it needs to be hard tuned. I'm interested in being right, feeling right, having the right tone for the kind of track we're doing. But there are a number of singers we have come in that we comp it. We get like 4 to 6 takes, comp the dopest of that 6. Auto-tune's not doing much. Auto-tune's just keeping it in the lines.
Yeah, and it gives it some tone sometimes that I think's cool.
Yeah.
Well, it gives it the pop tone that I think we're looking for. And that's why I almost say like always tune, is because people are looking for a specific sound. Whether they're perfectly in pitch and you're just running it through auto-tune, like there's something about it that it does change even a in-pitch sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't bypass on perfectly pitched like notes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like something about that, I just feel like it's almost, I don't want to say it's always needed, but like I think your crowd of who you're speaking to matters. Like if you're asking like an indie crowd who's like all acoustic band, yeah, you're probably not going to auto-tune them or tune them hard, because like the off-pitchness is
if it's like a folk indie thing,
it's kind of cool, and you like that.
Dingy.
You know, so like when you post in an all pop producer environment, I'm almost like, well, even though some of these singers are perfect out in the real world, like Ariana Grande and stuff like that, I would love to know if their producer's still running, tune on there. I don't know. That might be.
I know that, and I could be wrong. I definitely feel like Hayley Williams didn't get tuned on the self-titled.
Maybe.
But not a day goes by and I'm not
There's just some really good editors, people who become really good and you can't tell. Not to say that
it's because I think it's flat.
Oh, you think it's out of tune?
Yeah, somebody that I was seeing at the time was like an opera singer, and they had perfect pitch.
Oh.
And they were like, she's flat.
Oh, well, they're dumb, so.
They are dumb, but I don't have perfect pitch. I can't argue with their ears.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Tuning versus no tuning. If you're listening and you have an opinion,
tell us.
Screenshot your listening or DM us and yell at us. Whatever. It's cool.
Yeah, I don't give a shit if you agree or not.
Yeah,
but
if you say something really cool or really mean, we'll probably screenshot it and share it. So, if you want to be shared, do either one.
Yeah. Fantastic. So,
what else are we gonna talk about?
we've been what I've been talking, back to artists. A lot of people are getting stuck. I think it'd be cool if we did like a last week we did an audio tip, but I don't think we give a shit about giving a ton of audio tips because
people don't care. Producers are pretentious.
Yeah, and
they want to give us tips.
If you want our audio tips, come work with us, and you'll see everything. It's not a secret, and we go live all the time. Like you can come watch what we're doing.
Yeah, true.
But what if we gave like an artist tip? What if we gave them like, if you're in today's world, what you should be doing?
It's only the second episode. We can change whatever we want. So, tip of the week is now artist and audio. So
they're either one.
This week's gonna be an artist tip of the week.
So what do you think? What do you think? A good tip. A lot of artists that I've been talking to are like, they're unsure about how to grow their base, how to, obviously marketing, pitching to Spotify and stuff. But like, what do you think a good way to like grow someone's fan base is?
Yeah, I think that's a black hole conversation.
We'll keep it short then.
Yeah, that's a lot of things. But first off, if you don't value yourself, no one else will. So, value yourself and kind of have this attitude like Lowborn. We're not anybody yet. You know what I mean? Like we had some cool success this year, but we're not walking around going, yeah, we're in Lowborn. You know what I mean? Like we're like, yeah, we're in Lowborn. Yeah, okay, cool. But like with that said,
fuck us.
Like I forgot what I was gonna say. Shoot.
I think the point you're getting at is that like there's a lot of artists out there that don't take pride in what they're doing. They're afraid to share songs. They're afraid to share the process. Yeah. Which and this comes back to the tip. Like they should be posting like content. Yeah. Your creating process, your recording process. Like anything that your day to day, like how did you feel this morning when you woke up? What songs do you want to write? Yeah. Like artists are so afraid to be vulnerable and open anywhere but the music. And in today's world with Instagram and Twitter, Facebook, all the things that people are constantly sharing their thoughts. Yeah. Like as an artist, you have to be out there. You have to be meeting people. And if you don't like value yourself, believe in yourself, if you're not investing in your art and like pursuing the things that are going to grow you as an artist, then you're sure as shit not going to do the small things that are easy. Like, like create content, like post regularly on Instagram, like, keep your face valued in like a bunch of different places. Like you just have to believe what you're doing is worth it. And it is. Yeah. Everyone has a different voice. All art is valuable. Yeah. And then
I think a lot of times people don't post content because they don't think anyone cares. And that's kind of where it goes together with valuing your art and yourself is like if you're not posting content, you're gonna be forgotten. So like if you're not posting, who cares? Like, no one's thinking about what Lowborn's doing if we're not posting. Yeah. So, like, we might be spamming our personal friends, pages, but the people who haven't heard of us are just now hearing it, Yeah. Like, when you're sick and tired of saying something, when you're sick and tired of promoting your show, promoting your single, promoting, anything, an album, whatever your art you're releasing is, people are just hearing it.
Yeah. And there was something... Man, I don't remember who it was. I was listening to an interview recently of Gary Vee. obviously big fan of Gary V's.
Gary V.
But he was
He
interviewing.
should have us on his podcast.
Yeah, that'd be dope. He was interviewing an artist, and they were talking about how they had been playing the song for 5 years or some shit, and they were still introducing that song to new people. Like there are people out there that don't know
Yeah.
who, even Nirvana.
Yeah.
You know, like you look at younger generations that might love 90s grunge. And here they are, 12. They've never heard it. They have no idea.
Yeah.
And, you know, they don't know who the Foo Fighters are. They don't know who all these people are. And it's like, it's crazy because people are like, well, I've been playing this song for a year. I don't want to play it anymore. It's like, well, you should, because if you're still expanding your base, you're still growing.
Yeah.
People, like, if it's done any success for you, you need people to continue to see it.
Like, how many awesome hits has Imagine Dragons had since Radioactive?
Dude, oh my God.
They still play Radioactive.
Yeah.
Because people want to hear it. So the fans that like it want to hear it, and the fans that haven't heard of you will love it, you know? So, like, when you get tired of preaching, they're just hearing it, man, you know?
Yeah.
So just got to keep pushing content. And, like, you feel like you've shared the same video 5 times, well, share it 5 more times.
Yeah.
Like, because especially with the algorithms, and that's another whole conversation, but with all that stuff, you know, as your fan base grows, more of your friends are going to see it. And that changes a whole lot. Like, I think most of our success off of Crazy, which was pretty wild that our first single got, you know, that many shares. I think the shares is what pushed our YouTube and Facebook so hot. Was everyone, it didn't go viral by any means.
No.
But in our close knit, in our like region, it did, because people were sharing it. I mean, I think the first week we had like, this isn't a big number, I think we had like 50 plus shares, you know?
Yeah.
Which was dope. That helped a ton.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I agree. That was a rant version of tip of the week.
Well, yeah, but
I think
it's important for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not really a tip of the week. A tip of the week's usually like, hey, you should crossfade your audio files. All right, next week. We'll see you next week. No, that was like, hey, let me rock your world real fast with one little tip. No, because that's a big deal. I'm so sick of the word content. Like,
well, and what's funny
every
is
aspect of my life needs content.
we joke about it so much, and I think it gets so much on the nerves, like the band's nerves. But so this is a good example of it. I posted a video to Instagram, to the band's Instagram story of a song we're working on. And then at the end of the video, I asked, who wants to see us do this more often? And 31 people voted. 30 votes, yes, do more of it. The 31 vote that said, no, we don't want to see more of it, was Zane.
Oh, yeah. I did do that. I forgot.
It you know, the band feels like no one wants to see those ins and outs because they're not fun or they're boring or, you know, not interesting. But then you look at someone that loves what you're doing, or, you know, they have a normal job, or they're not an artist, or they do all this stuff. Those little things are crazy to them.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, I wonder what it becomes. And like, we know that it's almost done.
Yeah.
Other artists might be like, yeah, that's cool. You know, that's this close.
Yeah.
But someone that isn't an artist, someone that could be a fan of your band, would love that. They'd love to see y'all loading into the venue. They'd love to see y'all sitting at the bar drinking PBR before the show starts. They'd be like, oh my God.
I love PBR.
Exactly. You know? And
people...
No, PBR is terrible.
I don't like PBR.
But people...
I don't wear flannels.
I do. You can wear flannels and hate PBR, Zane.
Okay.
And so, you know, I think it is important to do that stuff and not to undervalue yourself, because people do care. If you're attempting to build a fan base and you have people that are already interested, they do want to see the ins and outs of what you're doing.
For sure.
It's important.
So document, and I mean, we're also telling ourselves this because sometimes you just don't want to.
You don't want to.
No, well, you just want to film everything, but
Is that
something
not what documentation
some things just aren't needed to be filmed.
Yeah, y'all in the bathroom.
Some things just don't need to be filmed. So, but yeah,
Me mad in the booth.
that should always be filmed.
Okay.
And then played back to you.
I would share it.
So
I would put it online.
So you know what it's like
I would put it online.
to have to deal with it.
I would put it online.
Yeah. Well, is that all of our topics today? Or is
Yeah,
there more?
I think we should get off here. I think there's a couple songs that we could write for. All of our revisions, all of our shit, all of our work.
Yeah.
Air quotations work is done.
What you mean? Getting on Facebook, or you mean like?
No, like revisions. And no one heard the argument. They don't know that you're telling me I'm like working on Facebook. Ass. Bitch ass. So, the work, revisions and mix edits are done, so we can like hang out and like do fun shit.
Right, and finish that bottle of Kraken.
Oh yeah.
Thank you again, Persistent Shadow. Thank you, Snow.
We
for
did
scaring them off.
Also, we did do a podcast with them. I listened back to it.
Oh, no.
I'm way too drunk.
Yeah. So that was our first try at a wild card.
It's not gonna work. Drunk Wes can never do a podcast.
Well, I think
I said some shit that like now that I know I said it, I feel really bad and I'm gonna apologize to them.
yeah, you opened the episode with some
we don't need to repeat it.
some effed up shiz.
Yeah.
And I think half the room looked at you and went, "What?"
Yeah, I feel.
But it was also very funny, and because we love them and they love us, I know they thought it was funny. But like as a listener,
which is good because
as a listener would be like, "Whoa."
Yeah, I was drunk. I was trying to like talk about how incredible they are, and it came out really shitty.
That was a weird way to go about it.
Yeah. So that episode
it's not going to get released. We'll probably do another one with them.
We're going to have them back because they are incredible dudes.
I think last time we were here, I think it was 2 days ago or yesterday.
It's last weekend.
Well, last time we were here and we talked about it.
Yeah, we listened to it.
Post podcast.
Not being drunk.
I think I made the call, and I said, "Hey, we're not airing that."
Oh, did you delete it already?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
it's gone.
Not getting aired then.
Yeah. Like.
I don't blame you. I would have also.
I don't know. I just had. I don't know. I didn't think it went like it was cool. And I think our topics were good.
Yeah.
I just think
they had like
it was also very long.
It was an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was very long. All I got to say is if I were one of our listeners, which I would never listen to this, but if I were one of our listeners,
that's because you're a bitch.
If I were one of our listeners,
everyone, the first piece of merchandise the first piece of merchandise that we're gonna sell is gonna be a shirt with Zane's face on it. It's gonna say, "I'm a bitch."
We are getting really cool logos made.
Yeah.
I sent my picture off today. So
what'd you take it with?
My phone.
Oh,
yeah, just a nice phone. Your phone's better than mine, so just take it with your phone. But anyway,
does
we're
it
gonna
need
have a cool.
To be a picture that I just take like that, or can I just send her a picture?
Normal. Just take it normal.
And she just zooms in.
Yeah, just take it normal, and then we'll figure it out. I haven't even explained the details to her, but we'll figure it out.
Okay. I'll send you something then. Bitch.
Don't be okay. Above the shoulders, please. Thank you. Not below the waist. All right. But yeah, so this has been a cool episode. I think we stayed on topic a lot better than the last one.
Yeah,
we're gonna get this thing down.
Yeah, if you guys and girls have any tips
or topics you want us to talk about,
yeah, or any people, in the southeastern region that you think we should have on, the next episode we actually have slotted. It's Friday. We're behind because we did get snowed out.
Yeah.
So we're doing this second episode Friday, third episode in 2 days on Monday. We'll have some guests for that one. We're doing a write with some really good friends of ours.
It's been a while since we saw them.
I mean, I've seen them.
When?
They were both at the show.
Okay, I guess we've seen them, but I didn't really hang out with them. I mean,
I haven't hung out with William in a while. Lauren came up.
he's
to
actually playing tonight at Gray's Tavern.
Why?
Wow.
I mean, he's incredible, but why Gray's?
I guess they want better. Well, it's either. Well, I don't know. They just want.
What time's his set?
It's a Friday.
We might go do that. No, we can't.
Why not?
We can't get in.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. But
We're
yeah.
getting dirty looks. That's my fault. But this was a cool episode. If there's anything you want us to talk about, or if there's
We need a behind the scenes camera right now.
Yeah,
I would love this.
I'm getting daggers.
You deserve them, you little shit.
I do. But we'll be back next week. We're gonna try and do these every Monday. They'll come out every Monday. STU time.
Yeah, and if you're a Spotify listener, sorry, and I just ruined your exit there. I'm sorry, but it's not on Spotify yet, so we're gonna work on that.
We're figuring it out, but
yeah,
it is on iTunes. It's on Overcast. It's on Anchor. It's on
Stitcher,
Breakbox,
Podbox. Oh no, there's a bunch of names.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. But it is on iTunes. It's also on YouTube. It'll also be on our website, thestu.rocks.
Let's say it together. This has been the
STU time.
Oh God,
STU time at the STU. You bitch.
All right, whatever.
Thanks so much. This has been the STU. The motherfucker. Now you got me saying it. You bitch. This is STU time at the STU.
Fucking way too much to say.
Fuck off. We're this in the episode end.
All right, fine. Hang on.